Vigil, Ante, and the Vigilante Antics by BelleAmant. Read by Oakshadow 5. Chapter 51. Victories, Certainties. Training is tiring, which is good. Izuku would be upset if it wasn't, if he's being honest. He hasn't trained for over a decade just to be let off easy when it matters most, when he has the least amount of time to prepare for his future. The third day goes by in a blur, but Izuku remembers quite a bit of it. And he's grateful for what he remembers, because he's learning from it all. Like when he faces Tiger, and has to work around the man's ability to contort his body, bending away from his hits. It's a nice reminder that not everything can be a simple hit and run, that sometimes he has to predict an opponent's reaction in order to truly hit his mark. The first time he lands an uppercut to Tiger's face, he can't help but beam. Tiger laughs too, before trying to crush him into the dirt. Luckily for Izuku, he's picked up on some of Tiger's tricks and dodges in the nick of time. He's knocked to the ground 10 seconds later, but that's fine. Really. After sparring with Tiger for a majority of the morning, and then working out for the rest of it, Izuku is sent to spar against multiple different people from 1A and 1B. He spars against Hitoshi, then Ujiro, then Kendo, and even Monoma at one point. It's really fun, and also beneficial, as Izuku works around each individual's different fighting styles, including ones that he doesn't know yet. But all good things must come to an end, as Izuku knows well, and soon Mendeley is announcing that training is over, and it's time to make dinner. The fun isn't over yet, Ragdoll promises when some students slump over, whether in exhaustion or relief is unclear, waving hands excitedly. Once it's dark, you'll be doing a test of courage to see how brave you can be.
Unless you failed the exam, in which case you're with Vlad King and me,
Aizawa says, and Izuku frowns when some of his peers start to complain, Aishido and Kaminari being extra vocal about their displeasure. Even Monoma seems upset, which is confusing until the blonde admits that he's the only student from 1B who didn't pass the exam. It could be worse, Izuku offers tentatively, not sure what to say. He really should have picked another answer to their grief. Maybe then the forest wouldn't be on goddamn fire only an hour later. Fuck, Izuku whispers as villains emerge from the smoke. Fuck. Hitoshi responds as he recognizes a certain scarred man. Fuck! Izuku shouts as Mendeley questions where Kota is, and then he's racing off, because he's the only one who knows where the boy is. Except someone else is already there when Izuku arrives. A tall blonde male, with enough muscles to match All Might himself, towers over Kota, arm poised and ready to swing downwards. And then the arm is swinging, and Izuku is too, flying through the air and catching Kota by the arm, pulling him out of the way with less than a second to spare. The landing is rough, the two tumbling across the rock, but it's better than letting the boy become a smear on the mountainside. Izuku won't let that happen. He won't. He's comforted this boy once, and now he'll save him. Even if it means defying the League, and all that Sensei stands for. Katsuki is ready to flip his shit. Okay, so Katsuki is usually ready to do that, but he has a decent excuse this time. If decent excuse stands for, I went to summer camp in order to get stronger, and now villains are attacking it, and now I'm ready to punt a bitch. And lucky him, his insomniac hobo of a teacher won't yell at him for doing exactly that, which basically means he has free reign to land a direct hit on the lizard-looking bitch that first attacking the blonde cat lady. You think you're all that, huh? Katsuki taunts as he lets his palms crackle, an intimidation effect he's picked up over the years. Picking on kids during a fucking summer camp? Well, aren't you special? He lunges forwards just as Lizardman does, only to be pulled out of the way by Catman, or whatever his name is, when the lizard pulls out a fucking knife sword. Literally. A sword made out of fucking knives. Get to safety! Catman shouts, and Katsuki snarls. I don't need protecting! Katsuki shouts back, lifting a palm and letting out an explosion to make the lizard back up. Let us pros handle this, Catman continues. You could get hurt! Lizardman swings his knife sword at Catman, and Katsuki doesn't hesitate to send a massive explosion at the thing, making it fall apart. My sword! Lizardman shouts, and Katsuki smirks. That's what you get, bitch! Katsuki snarks, and Lizardman sneers. You're nothing but a fake, all violence and foul words, he cries out as he pulls out another fucking sword. You're nothing like the boy Stain praised, the green-haired hero child. Katsuki tenses, knowing exactly who this villain is talking about, who he's being compared to. The fucking lizard means Deku. And yeah, Katsuki isn't Deku. So fucking what? I don't need to be another Deku! Katsuki shouts as he avoids a sword, creating more explosions. I don't need to be him to kick your green ass! No, Katsuki isn't Deku, and Deku isn't Katsuki. But they're both going to be heroes, mark his fucking words. But first, Katsuki has a gecko to explode, Catman's protests or not. He can only hope that Deku isn't doing something stupid. Kota is scared. No, that's not right. Kota is terrified. Terrified of the villain before him, the very one who killed his parents, the one who wants to kill him too. Terrified that he's going to die, with his own too busy fighting to save him, with the forest on fire, with nothing to remember but the grinning face that ended his parents' lives. Terrified that the green-haired boy, who's done nothing but offer comfort and truth, is going to die first, having rushed in to help him. The boy who's training to be a hero, despite his lack of a quirk. The boy who's put his entire life into his training. The boy who admitted that he gave up his life to save just one more person. Kota is afraid to admit it, but he thinks that he's that final person. And he doesn't want to be. He doesn't want to be the reason this teenage boy dies. Doesn't want to be the reason another family is left behind because a hero risked their life for the sake of another. Kota knows what that does to someone, and it hurts. He doesn't want someone else to be like him. Well, what do we have here? Muscular taunts, his one good eye gleaming in a way that makes Kota shiver. The boy who Kota doesn't even remember the name of, stands tall, body angled, stays in front of Kota, protecting him. We got a little fight among the herolings, huh? Don't you know it? He mutters. What's your name? Muscular asks. You wouldn't happen to be a Monoma or Tokiyami, would you? You can call me Analyst, Analyst responds. And Kota is glad that there's some sort of name for this teenager now. But I'd rather you just walk away right now. Ah, but that's no fun, Muscular protests. I was going to wrath up the little nitwit here, but you're trained to fight. Oh, you'll be so much fun. What's your quirk? Ha, super strength, flight, and no one fears explosions. That you? Oh, I've got explosions, alright, Analyst mutters. And then he's reaching into his pocket, pulling something out and throwing it at Muscular. It explodes, and Kota gasps as Analyst takes a single step back. You stopped him? Kota asks, but when Analyst looks back at him, it's not with a victorious smile, but a sad grin. Kota, I need you to run, Analyst murmurs, and then a laugh is let loose, seeming to echo around them as the smoke drifts away. And Muscular is still standing tall, but now his muscles are larger, red exposed where skin should be. He's cackling, eye wide with delight. Oh, that was a good one, heroling. Whoops, you wanted me to call you Analyst, right? For a move like that, I'll call you whatever you want. Kota watches as Muscular takes a step forwards, hands curling into fists. Let's see if we've got more where that came from, hero. Don't worry, Analyst says, hand reaching up and into his odd white scarf. There's plenty more. And there is. There is. And all Kota can do is watch as the two lunge at each other. It's terrifying, because Analyst is quirkless, and Muscular is, well, this muscular hulk of a monster whose muscles are so large they've float out of his body, and he's able and willing to kill for fun, and Kota can't watch Analyst die for him. But he can't look away, and Analyst doesn't die. Analyst doesn't die. No, Analyst keeps going. He keeps going, even when Muscular doesn't seem to be hurt by grenades, even when he's tossed into walls, even when he stumbles with his steps. Analyst keeps going, throwing his grenades and then activating his scarf weapon. And Kota doesn't know what Analyst is doing, but then he does. because when Muscular taunts Analyst, whose left arm is broken and limp at his side, and whose blood is running down the right side of his face, saying,
"You can't even hurt me. My muscles protect me. Nothing can land a hit on me."
Analyst laughs. He laughs and he says, "I figured that out. It's why I did this." And Kota looks at Muscular and realizes that the scarf is looped through the man's muscles, waved in like some freaking tapestry. And Analyst pulls. That's when Kota finally looks away. When he looks back, Analyst is the only one standing, white scarf now red as it wraps around his neck. He lied, by the way, Analyst mutters as he grabs a random knife from the ground, one Kota never even saw used. He wasn't impenetrable. Each explosion made tears, but they stitched together quickly. Still, it was enough time for me to loop my capture gear through. Turning to Kota, Analyst smiles kindly. "Come on, Kota, let's get you back, before he wakes up preferably." Kota doesn't protest when Analyst asks him to get on his back. He'll do whatever his hero asks of him. Izuku swings through the burning forest, ignoring the dampness of the capture gear in his hands, the heat that tries to overpower him, and the way his left arm screams with every movement. It's faster to swing around than it is to sprint, and with the occasional boost from shoes, think Kami Izuku thought to put them on before everything turned to shit, he's practically flying through the trees. "You're doing alright, Kota?" Izuku asks after one particularly bad landing, and Kota nods into his shoulder. Yeah, Kota murmurs, voice still shaking. Izuku isn't surprised. The boy had just faced Muscular, the killer of his parents. "Good. Just a little longer. I've got to find a hero to keep you safe," Izuku promises, trying to be reassuring, but the boy starts to protest. "What? Why? You keep me safe, Analyst?" The use of his hero name makes him want to smile, but Izuku can't. He just can't. Not when he recognizes the villains. Not when it's the League attacking. "Just call me Izuku if you want," Izuku murmurs, and then adds, "And I can't. I've got to make sure Tokoyami-kun and Monoma-kun aren't taken." "And why can't the pros do that? It's their job?" "Because the branch Izuku was about to jump on catches fire, and Izuku quickly lunges to the ground, holding back the cry of pain that attempts to tear out of his throat as his arm jerks from the sudden impact. "Shit!" Izuku hisses instead. "This fire's getting worse." He knows that Darby is the one causing this mess. He's known the man had a fire quirk before the guy ever admitted it. The burn scars made it obvious, along with the fact that the villain always smelled of smoke and ash. But to be able to cause so much damage in such a short period of time? It's horrifying. Kota starts, and Izuku listens closely. "It can help. I have a water quirk." "You do?" Izuku asks, keeping his voice as light, as casual as he possibly can. "What does it do?" "I can release a jet of water from my hands," Kota explains, then his grip is tightening around Izuku's shoulders. "I haven't used it since my parents... but I can help." "Thank you," Izuku breathes out. "If we can get Monoma-kun with you, he'll be able to use his copy quirk on you, giving us twice the help." Reaching up a hand and patting the boy's hand, he says, "You're being very brave, Kota." "Like you?" Kota asks, and the words pierce Izuku in the heart, because he isn't brave. Not really. "Like me," Izuku says, despite the answer feeling like a lie. But Kota seems to relax against him, so Izuku will take it. After another minute of running, Izuku finally stumbles upon Aizawa, who's running through the forest, likely looking for students. "Aizawa!" Izuku shouts, and Aizawa turns to face him.
"Midori."
Aizawa cuts off when he spots Izuku's form, and Izuku offers a sheepish smile.
"Kid, you're hurt."
"You should see the other guy," Izuku jokes, and nudges Kota's hand. The bear understands the message and releases his grip, sliding off of the grenade's back. "Anyways, here's Kota. I trust you to keep him safe. He has a water quirk. Try getting him to Monoma if you can. And keep an eye on Monoma if possible, because the villains are after him. Same with Tokoyami, which is why I need to go. I need to tell Mandalay." Izuku turns to run off, pulling his capture gear and latching it onto a tree. But just before he can swing away,
"Izuku."
The use of his first name makes him pause, Izuku turning back to Aizawa.
"Kid, wait. You can't keep running into the fight every time there's danger. Not when it means breaking the laws over and over."
"But I can't just sit by," Izuku protests, and Aizawa sighs.
"I know, which is why I have a message for Mendeley as well.
Izuku listens as Aizawa tells his message, then nods sharply. Got it, Aizawa. And Izuku swings away, mindset on finding Mendeley, missing the look Aizawa sends his way. Mendeley isn't alone when he finds her, but the fight seems to be a brutal one. Working with Bakugo, the two are trying to take down an armed villain who resembles a gecko. Not far away, Taiga fights a different villain, the two matching each other blow for blow. Mendeley! Izuku shouts, using one of his gloves to send a blast at the gecko-themed villain. Kota is safe! You! The villain mutters, but Izuku has no time for his words. Tokiyami from 1A and Monoma from 1B are being searched for, the villains are trying to take them, and Aizawa has a message. 1A and 1B have been permitted use of their quirks to fight the villains. Wait, we had to get permission? Bakugo shouts. Too late for the fucking shit! As but the word, Mendeley promises. And a moment later, Izuku can hear the message being spread with the hero's telepathy quirk. Now go, get back to the cabins. No way! Bakugo shouts. We're here to help! I'll find the others, make sure they're safe. Izuku promises, and Mendeley shouts in protest. No, not alone, kid, Mendeley says. Before Izuku can protest, Bakugo is butting in. I'll go with them. You'll be fine here, yeah? Without that odd mess of a weapon from earlier? Mendeley jokes. I'll be perfect, kids. Go, be heroes. Izuku isn't waiting for a second reminder. He flees into the forest. Bakugo belongs at him. He can only hope that he's enough. He's enough. He's enough, somehow. Enough to help find Tokiyami. Enough to lead the boy to Moonfish, who is taken down by an enraged Dark Shadow before Bakugo and Shoto subdue the quirk with the light. Enough to ward off Toga from Uraka and Asui. Enough to hunt down Compressed when he steals away Tokoyami. Enough to lead a group to fight the villains. Enough to land a hit on Compressed that sends marbles tumbling out of his mouth. Tokoyami and the random 1B kid popping out. Enough to stare on Darby, who stares right back. Enough to be recognized by Darby, who takes a step back, moving closer to the open portal. To the last few kids away from the cabins, please return now. Tokoyami, please make your way back quickly. Mendeley's words ring through the air, the message clear. Monoma is safe. Tokoyami is the only one left who needs to be returned. And with Izuku, Bakugo, Shoto, Shoji, and the 1B boy protecting Tokoyami, and more students on the way, the message is clear. The villains won't succeed. Not today.
Let's go.
Darby murmurs.
We are fighting a losing battle. We've done enough tonight.
And just like that, they're gone. They're gone. Let's get back to camp, Shoto says, and Izuku nods. He's never been more relieved to see Hitoshi, who's laying down an unconscious kid from 1B. He's never been more relieved to see Aizawa trudging along, exhaustion mixed with adrenaline in his eyes. He's never been more relieved to see that all 6 heroes are still here, even if 2 of them, Ragdoll and Pixie Bob, are unconscious and heavily bandaged. He's never been more relieved to head back to the house. He's never been more relieved to be pulled into hug by Yamada, the man holding him and Hitoshi tight for a solid minute before finally releasing his hold on them. He's never been more relieved to wander up the stairs to his room, knowing that his peers are safe. He's never been more terrified to see a note on his and Hitoshi's bed, the simple phrase of, "He wants to see you," sending shivers down his spine. But still, he goes. It's a decision he will quickly regret. What the fuck? What was that last bit? What? I don't want to see Sense Alpha 1 again. Oh fuck. But anyways guys, I hope you all enjoyed chapter 51 of Vigil, Ante and the Vigilante Antics, and I see you all next time. Bye!